Back at the boat ramp, there's huge news coming out right now with Kawasaki's new Z900. It's been given a ridiculous amount of upgrades for 2025. Today we're going to hop on the ZX4RR and we're going to talk about those upgrades. And is this the bike that I should have gone with? You guys know I started with the MT-09. It wasn't the right bike for me, and so I got the Baby Ninja instead. But if the Z900 had all the upgrades that it does now for 2025, maybe I would have gone that route. Unfortunately, my mic didn't record properly during the ride, so I'm going to do some studio voiceover about the Z900, and in some ways it's more informative. It's just not maybe as entertaining as you don't get my live thoughts while I'm riding my Baby Ninja ZX4RR, but this new Z900 here with the Tsugumi. Tsugumi is the stance that a sprinter has at the set. They're about ready to launch out of the blocks. And so this is the new design language that Kawasaki is carrying into the new design. So if we look at the new design here, we have, well, let's start with the back actually. This area right here isn't as pointy. It's kind of muted. It's a little bit fatter, not quite as, like I said, edgy. And the new LED tail light, which I'll go ahead and put on the screen, that has kind of more of a wraparound effect. So you can see from the side, it's a much more usable tail light. And it gets me excited for aftermarket options because, yeah, you could do an integrated tail tidy because, you know, with the whale tail that's currently on it, the turn indicators are on there. So with a aftermarket third party, you should be able to get integrated turn signals into that sort of design. However, you're going to have to probably take out the stock LED light, which seems really, really nice. So it is what it is. Maybe you can get a tail tidy down below that can have the blinkers on it, which is pretty common, but it's not going to clean up the rear end like on my ZX4RR, for example. All right, next is the seat. The seat has been improved. It's thicker. It has greater angles on it, so you can shift your weight a little bit better on here. It's more comfortable, so big win there. As we move forward, the styling on the radiator protection, these little plastic pieces, has been improved, I guess you could say. I think it looks a little bit better. And then the front headlight area, we have new LED headlights as well. It's a little bit more snubby. And then you have this cool cowl on the top of it, which, for example, the MT-09 just does not have. And there weren't any available options. And the available options still, I think, on the 2024 and newer MT-09 still look awkward because the screen is just so bulky on the MT-09 and up front. So in terms of looks, this is so much better than the MT-09. All right. But that's subjective. So I'll see you down below. But I think the looks department, Kawasaki has just won over the MT-09, which is its biggest competitor. So they say there is a new 948cc four-cylinder engine. It's not really new, but they have revised the cam profiles to improve fuel economy and torque delivery at low engine speeds. We still have 123 horsepower at 9,500 RPM and 73 pound-feet of torque at 7,700 RPM. Europe, it's down just a couple horsepower, maybe one, maybe two, probably for whatever emissions laws they have. However, catch this. So the adoption of a new electronic throttle and ECU settings produce linear acceleration and better fuel economy. Kawasaki claims 16% better fuel economy and 11% reduction in carbon dioxide emissions. However, when I typically see stuff like that, yes, you're probably going to need ECU tune for it to feel better or feel correct. That's just my estimation. This is a huge improvement. New IMU-equipped electronic riding support technology. Also, you have new dual directional, I should say, bidirectional Kawasaki quick shifter. I absolutely love it on the ZX4RR. It's the same sort of technology that's going to go into here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the exact same quick shifter. And it's great. It's smooth. It's fast. It's absolutely on par with the MT-09s, if not better. We have a new 5-inch color TFT instrument panel with lean angle indicator, which, are you going to be looking at your screen while you're leaned over in a turn? That seems quite silly, but maybe it's there. I don't know. Anyways, you have also the Rideology app, motorcycle app for your phone that connects to the motorcycle for turn-by-turn navigation. I would never ever use that. I just use my phone for Android Auto if I absolutely need it with a little quad lock. But there's also Peak Design is the other brand. All right, so let's look at the prices. We have the new IMU-enhanced analog brakes for $10,000. Now, that's before destination. I don't know. We'll play with this to see if we can build it out. So we also have the electronic cruise control. I forgot to mention that cruise control is standard. That's something the MT-09 brought standard for 2024 with their updates. So Kawasaki's on board there. Corner management function. We have traction control, of course, power mode selection, integrated driving modes, or riding modes, however you want to say, improved suspension settings and rider position. So they made the bar this new fat type tapered aluminum handlebar. So more flat bar, which is going to be more similar to the MT-09, which I don't think I like as much. Now, you can always change the bars out, but that's one of the things that the MT-09 I just didn't like that much was the bar. I like the flat bar that I put on my Grom quite a bit, but I don't know if I like it so much on such a fast, aggressive bike. But that's just me. New LED headlight and taillight with light guiding. Interesting. I don't know what the light guiding means. Does that mean as you turn, the headlights turn? I'm not quite sure. Also, we have new Dunlop Sportmax Q5A tires. Now, the Z900 is coming in at about $2,000 more. What do you get for $2,000? Well, you get the Öhlins S46 rear shock with remote preload adjuster. You get gold-colored fork outer tubes, Brembo front brake package with stainless steel braided lines, front cowl-mounted USB-C that should be standard on the base Z900 in my opinion, because here's the thing. The MT-09 has a standard USB-C, but it's under the rear seat area, and it's pointless. So anyways, I wish it was standard here on the base Z900. And you also have a new two-tone stitch seat with thicker urethane. So you have a more comfortable seat here on the SE. $2,000. Now, here's the thing. It's going to be worth it to some people if you take it to the track every once in a while. But are most people going to be able to maximize it on the track? No. The average person, absolutely not. So I would say the standard model is probably the way to go for most people. If you're doing occasional track days, then yes, maybe the Z900. If you're doing a lot of track days, I mean, I don't know if this is the best bike for a lot of track days. My ZX4RR is definitely a better track weapon, I would say, overall for the average person. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm a little sad about. I wish this was available for the 24 model because I probably would have picked the Z900 over the MT-09. And if that's the case, let's say if a different world, all these updates came to the Z900, which I would have looked at this bike as equally as intensely as MT-09, I think this would have won. All right, I like the looks of it more, and I like the comfort of it more. I've sat on the Z900 pre-refresh or 2024 model just a couple days ago at my dealer, and I like it. I like how I feel on it. It's comfortable, but the new riding stance is a little bit more upright, and I'm not quite sure if I would like that stance as much. Again, I could always change the bars, but that's work and money and time, and it's just annoying. So with that being said, this is the better bike than the MT-09. But here's the thing, I haven't ridden a Z900 ever. However, I've fallen in love with the inline fours after having my ZX4RR. I've fallen in love with the smoothness and refinement of the Kawasaki motorcycles. I've read many forums on the Z900 saying that it might be the smoothest bike they've ever ridden, and I expect that to carry over here for the new one. However, here's the thing. Anytime you have a new model like this, where you get new headlights and taillights, and there is a difference with the ECU tuning, it's going to take time for tuners and aftermarket parts companies to get things ready for the new model. And I found that out with the MT-09. It was very annoying. And so if you buy the new 25 model, you're going to have to wait for an ECU flash. Maybe it doesn't need it. Maybe it's absolutely perfect from the factory, but I highly doubt it. And then you're going to have to wait for tail tidies. You're going to have to wait for aftermarket lights or radiator guards, stuff like that. And, I don't expect the exhaust to change between model to model. but that there might be some slight differences there. Highly doubt it, but you just never know. So anyways, overall, the Z900 now is at least on par with MT-09 in terms of every single feature: quick shifter, cruise control, lean sensitive, safety features, all that good stuff, apps, riding modes, better styling, in theory, better fuel economy. It's badass. And here's the thing: if I had this available to me at the beginning of the year when the MT-09 got all those updates, I probably would have bought this bike, and I probably would have stuck with it, because if my ZX4 is any indication of how smooth, refined, and polished Kawasaki motorcycles are, then the Z900 would have been a hard bike to let go. I'll see you guys in the comments. What do you think? I'm sorry that I lost my audio on my ride because it was a little bit more off the cuff. I didn't have a spreadsheet or a website in front of me exactly to go off of, but I hope you guys like this format as well. So I got to cut it down there. Z900 for the win over the MT-09. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys battle it out down below. And yeah, am I going to get rid of the ZX4RR for the new Z900? Absolutely not. I cannot believe how much I love the ZX4RR. I just want to ride it every single day. I'll catch you in the next one, and peace.